so Apple event is starting now. I'm so excited. You know, Apple is going to do that thing where we see transitions and everything.
Yeah. Since the COVID, the Apple event is like fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Good morning. And I've received thousands of letters from customers writing about their personal experiences using Apple Watch. I'd like to share just a few of those stories with you now.
Of course. Saving lives of people, right? So basically, somebody was having a heart attack, and the guy was just placing an Apple Watch on his hand to find out what's going on. Yeah. Americans, right?
Flying our small plane to Vermont.
What's the story about the And how did an Apple Watch see the person from the
My doctor said it was your.
It's still square.
This is the new Apple Watch Series 8.
That's all I have to say.
It has all the things you love about Apple Watch.
Yeah, we don't like the square part.
Series 8 is beautifully designed and
So they
easy
made
to
it
read,
thinner.
even when your wrist is down.
They made it so thin that
The
the crown
Series
is
8 is
bigger
durable.
than the watch.
It's swim-proof, dust-proof, and crack-resistant.
Crack
To
resistant.
tell you more about Series 8, here's
They
Deidre.
said the Apple Watch is crack resistant. I need a hammer. I still use Series 3 by the way.
Cycle tracking,
Working.
and mindfulness.
And the
to give you
display is
insights
out to
into
the
your
edge.
body and help you maintain healthy habits.
Is it crack resistant though?
Well, Series 3, it's still on crack, so maybe it is.
It is the ultimate device. I want to
Women's
tell you
health
about
temperature
it.
sensor. I hope we are not discriminating men here, you know. For men.
Women fundamental
Next year is
principles.
going to be we make Apple
They're
babies.
developed using scientifically validated.
Let's make some babies.
If you're trying to conceive, knowing if
Send the hand of the guys
With these new technologies, we built an advanced sensor fusion algorithm to deliver accurate crash detection. We started by spending years studying vehicle impacts and state-of-the-art crash tests.
Okay.
We focused
The guy
on
almost
avoiding
died
time
for the
crashes.
And Gourmet Metal features a polished silver chain.
Gourmet Metal.
There's also a new Hermes watch face.
Future of health
This is the problem. How can you not buy it after watching that?
You have to buy it.
The guy to sell like
In silk.
I'm going to pause for a second. So why don't they just tell us, well, we have Apple Watch SE, it's just going to be exactly as Apple Watch 3 in terms of design, and as compared to Series 8, this is what we are removing. And then we can move on. He's not going to do a full presentation telling us,
of course,
all the things that
how
Apple Watch
good it
SE
is,
does.
of course.
They should create Apple Watch
It has
Recycle, so we all know
higher
it's there.
notifications. Emergency SOS.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I think we should really ask them to do that.
SE also includes the same
Apple
motion
Recycle.
sensors as Series 8.
Then we know it was
to support
recycled.
crash
Yeah. It's not a new product.
International Orange. It's customizable and gives users
International
physical
Orange.
control for a range of functions. A digital crown with a larger diameter and coarser
If you
grooves.
want to spend time on Apple name for cars, don't finish, man.
Weight textile
Basically, it's a
has
scratch.
increased elasticity for a comfortable snug fit.
Yeah, but Apple
It's our
scratch,
finest
you know,
band
different
with a
scratch.
convenient tab for making quick adjustments.
It's international
Ultra is a
Before we continue, they are now telling us that when people run in between skyscrapers, the GPS doesn't work well. So what have we been doing all along? So now they have a solution for in between skyscrapers. Why they never told us?
But why would they advertise what's wrong with their product?
We didn't even know that. What's wrong with
It's
you?
designed to help you explore the most extreme and remote locations.
Why are you a
From
hater?
freezing cold mountains at minus 20 degrees.
and currents.
Can we really
The best
trust
way to
this kind of
experience
devices
this
with
is
this
on
kind of
a real
activity?
dive. So let's get water.
What do you mean?
Your
You
diagnostics
sent me out there with an Apple Watch. Oh my
Easy to
god.
read.
They're available
So Apple Watch
October
Ultra plus
23rd
AirPods
with
Pro.
free engraving. Emoji.
That's
We
1,050.
can't wait. And all the competition
Of course.
at any price.
At any
And with the
Yeah.
Is there a way to actually verify what they say?
Why?
Bro, you have to find no man, this is not normal. How can she say that?
At any price.
What do you mean?
Smartphone at any price, they're beating out of them.
Capture your life's moment. This is especially
They
true
shooting
for
from? What is this room?
5G, enabling super fast downloads, better streaming, and real-time
Just
connectivity.
agree.
What is wrong with you?
Stronger
So it means that you can't buy the US iPhone and use it in other countries. Because you don't have a SIM card tray anymore.
Moments when your safety is at risk. With iPhone 14, we have two critical new safety features. It has crash detection, the same feature as cell monitor.
You're talking about gyroscope. When I'm trying to measure something with that camera, I get some weird figures.
Apple is saving lives, you know.
So if you're out on a long hike, you can use the
Watch is free for 2 years.
It launches in November, and we're
It
starting
can't be
with the
free.
US
They're going
and
to pay
Canada.
people to
Now,
send.
let's
Now,
talk about
what you
the
send them
environment.
to the emergency.
Since 2020, Apple's
service.
corporate
So you
operations
can't
have
do
been
that.
carbon
They
neutral.
hear you die.
To reach our
So the US
across
Police
our
Department
supply
responds to
chain
text.
in the entire product
Some of
life
them,
cycle.
Yes.
Over 200
We are
have
drinking
committed to
here.
100% renewable new
What do you
cameras,
mail back?
photonic engine, action
Money.
mode, A15 Bionic with a 5-core GPU, emergency SOS, via satellite, crash
Gotcha.
detection, and the larger
discount for that.
6.7-inch
No
display
money.
size with the best
Just
battery
money,
life
right?
and so much more. And for pre-order, starting on September 9th,
Max
iPhone
Plus
14,
Ultra.
16,
But you see, this is really what Apple does. That I don't know, over thing has been on Samsung for years, but it's never.
Yeah, they can't think about that.
They never thought about using it to do something. You know, please stop calling me that. Man.
Dynamic time.
If they're not.
For the
But
moment,
Samsung had it
all
for a
you
while.
need is just a glance.
But hey,
This is made possible by
yeah, I know in the comments they're gonna say all that.
that make the display
We like it on iPhone.
Just push
Plus,
Asian.
bubbles up alerts, notifications, activities, fluid
Dude, I'm not saying the island.
as needed.
They have not talked about lightning. Nothing about lightning.
Nothing about it.
For USB. Okay, our debrief. Well, we watched the whole event as you saw. I mean, we tried to give you just the highlights, and we're gonna tell you what we think and what's gonna happen. Kevin, smartwatch.
Smartwatch, frankly, I like the new design. The new design is fine, and they removed those edges. You know, I really don't like those edges. But I think I already did that on the Ultra, unless I didn't see well.
Yeah, the Apple Watch Ultra has the new flat design, and I think they could have just incorporated that everywhere. The problem with the watch is the glass can break by just hitting it on the wall, and then it can scratch. Well, they claim it's break resistant.
But you know, this is something that's going on. I don't really understand it. Apple was, I'm not sure if they were the first one, but they definitely went ahead to do the round, the edges like that. And then now that everybody's doing it, they switch back to flat.
Flat, yeah, of course. Like the new iPhone is flat. There's no round.
And even the new Apple Watch.
Yeah, the Apple Watch Ultra. The Apple Watch Ultra. But one thing I predict is people are going to start buying the Ultra just for fun. The same way everybody bought the iPad Pro for fun.
Yeah.
There was no reason to not have the latest, the highest, and the best.
And you can see they removed the mini from the new collection of the iPhones. So that definitely means that more people are buying the Pro and nobody's buying the Mini. So they just stop. They discontinued it.
What baffles me is Apple is going to convince us to buy a watch at $799. This is not a Rolex, right? This is not a mechanical device that you're going to give generation after generation.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2 years, 3 years device.
Yes.
It's an investment. If you think you can afford it, then go ahead. Well, I don't really do hiking. I don't really go to dangerous area.
Desert, places where the
Yeah.
water is gonna break, and you're gonna fall in water.
But it's definitely something I should start with, right? Let me know what you think in the comment section.
I'd like to see how the new features about the whole women ovulation and the cycle tracking, etc. how it's going to play out. We need to see what women really have to say about it, and if it's really helping them to know things in advance. But yes, shout out to Apple for continuing saving lives. It's demonstrated. We've seen it that the Apple Watch has helped some people save lives, and Apple keeps highlighting and pounding on it with the new features they released today.
Names are just confusing. AirPods Max for me, AirPods Pro for you. It's fine, let's go.
Fine, AirPods Pro.
AirPods Pro, man.
For me,
There's nothing to say.
exactly. The design didn't change. There are a few things.
Yeah, okay,
the U1 chip integrated into the box. I mean, the case of the AirPod, so you can find it just like the way you would have found an AirTag.
Yeah, the volume new feature, the way you increase and decrease the volume.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna keep fidgeting and it's gonna keep falling. So other feature, they've added sound to the case. Well, I like the fact that there was nothing on the AirPods case, so even when it was exposed to rain or water, I wasn't really scared about it. But now that there are punch holes for sound, I don't know how that's.
And they didn't mention anything about water resistance. You know what? I saw them putting speakers on the case. I was expecting, like, to be able to play music, even if it's not so loud. To be able to play
for
music.
It to become like a bass.
Yeah, it's
surround. Yeah, it would have been a different story.
Nice, yeah.
It just vibrates in your pocket to give you that bass.
Yeah.
Well, Apple, you can steal the idea. It's for free.
Anyways.
Yeah, no, that's not just it. They've introduced the feature where you can charge now the AirPods case from
your MagSafe.
From your MagSafe charger. You can charge it from your Apple Watch charger, and obviously also from the cable. I don't know what's going to happen if you try two of the methods at the same time. Thought about it, or if we're going to put things on fire.
Yeah, check our TikTok to see that happen. Anyways, so I think we can move on to the iPhone.
The fun one, the iPhone. Well, not the fun one yet. The iPhone 14.
The iPhone 14.
So iPhone 14, Apple just went back to exactly how they were calling the iPhones from iPhone 6, 6S, 7, and 8. Now they're calling it iPhone 14.
iPhone 14 Plus.
That's it. So now you have two phones instead of the iPhone 13 mini and the iPhone 13. You have the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Plus.
Yeah, that means nobody wants to buy the smaller phones.
Well, from what we've seen, they took the old iPhone 13 and then made it iPhone 13,
they used
iPhone 14, and then they made the Pro of it as a Plus.
Exactly.
And then they changed the colors a bit and they removed one camera. Basically, it's the same design, same everything. So you can, if you are running an iPhone 13 Pro or an iPhone 13, you are not gonna get any real new feature.
Yeah, the iPhone 14.
It's the same chip, everything.
To the next level.
Yeah. You actually lose one camera. So I don't think that's the jump. I don't think that's what people are going to look out for. If you've never been in the Apple world and you want the one at $799, obviously you can go for the iPhone 14. But if you really want more, you want the best, we talk about the one I'm excited about. The iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. They didn't change the name over there.
Well, one more thing over there is, if you are really thinking about buying an iPhone 14, I strongly advise you buy an iPhone 13 Pro Max. That's gonna be better.
Yeah, of course. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Just that Apple, on the Apple Store or in the Apple Store, they're gonna replace it all. So if you have cash in hand and you go to the Apple Store, you won't be able to get it.
Yeah,
you gotta search for deals on the internet.
Yeah. All right. So now let's move on to the iPhone 14 Pro Max and Pro Max. Sorry. So what's new there?
The island comes to the room. The island.
You've seen my reaction about that thing. Apple just makes a big deal out of every single thing, and that's what we like.
This is not a big deal. Apple actually released a feature that Samsung had for a long time.
And they named it.
Something that is on almost every Android phone, man. And they gave it a name.
And now they can say nobody has it.
Do you have an island?
But I will really not be surprised if in the future months we see Samsung release a feature like that.
Yeah, all the Android devices are going to start doing that.
Oh yes.
Even if Google doesn't follow it, it's going to be a feature. Well, whether it's a gimmick or not, Apple sets the trend, and because Apple did that, everybody's going to do it.
Yeah.
So around the notch, expect to start seeing weird things around every punch holes on every phone. Well, yeah, I think I like the way they did it.
Yes.
It kind of makes instead of trying to hide it, trying to say that it's really not a big deal, they highlighted it. They actually brought it to the foreground and they made a big deal out of it actually.
Yes.
And that's what Apple is able to pull through.
That's going to solve one of my biggest problems. I don't know if you've ever played a game on an iPhone, but when you are playing a game, especially a game where you need to press on the edges, when you receive a notification and you are pressing, you just go out of the game. And if it's an online game, then you're just logged out and you have to log back in and reconnect. And by that time, you probably die like 10 times. So with that new feature, the edges are going to be protected. And when I receive a notification, I just see it in the island. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm saying that.
The island.
Cause I'm an island boy.
I'll just sit in the island. I'll be able to continue my game and without any issue. So I really think it solved a pertinent problem.
Well, I'm yet. They didn't show any feeling screen like watching a movie. How far are they going to push the screen now? Because it definitely can't feel it anymore. Because where the notch was there, they used to feel the whole screen.
Yes.
But now they'll have to just bring it back to some kind of 9:16 or 10:16. I don't really know. So, well, I'm mitigated about that. I like full screen experience when I'm watching, and if I have the Pro Max device, I want the whole screen to be filled. But
Okay, so you mean when we are watching a movie, you are wondering if the edges of the movie are going to go beyond the
round thing, the island, it's not gonna do. They're not gonna do
no,
that.
they
Because
can't
if they
do
do that,
that.
we will lose
Yeah, we
some
will
part
lose,
of the.
yeah.
So basically, we lose the top half
of the screen.
Yeah.
So we are going to have a weird,
Weird
rectangle.
aspect ratio. Yeah, it's a
I
problem.
get you.
And that also means that Apple is still not going to give us that whole full screen camera. You know, they give you a full
Yes.
screen camera, but when you take the picture, it's just well, Apple, we like what you did and we want more.
The always on display. How did they call it?
Oh yeah, the always on display. So obviously with iOS 16, Apple released the new features on the lock screen. So now the lock screen has widgets and many
a lot of
things.
things. Yeah.
And now they introduced what they had on the Apple Watch
Yes.
Series 5 or Series 6. They always on display.
on display. So
Samsung had it for a while.
So as I hope you've seen my reaction in the video, but I wasn't really seeing the point. I mean, once you take your iPhone, the display turns on. So if there's an always on display and you take on your phone and you see your arms, then you don't really need it. I was thinking maybe if it's on your desk, you might use it by glancing at your iPhone, but
I don't think so. You know, sometimes it's just nice to be able to see your wallpaper. Most of the time you don't see the lock screen wallpaper.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Once you see your iPhone turns on.
No, your iPhone is always going to be on when it's on the table. You can glance at the time.
Okay, yes, fine.
You can see some basic notification. I mean, they're using the island to tell you when there's a game going on and how they're playing. Maybe, I don't know, Liverpool gave 1 goal to Real Madrid. Not going to happen, but hey, I gotta say it.
But anyways, how do you think that's gonna affect your battery life?
With Apple bringing the screen refresh rate all the way to 1 Hz,
bro.
And having a full display engine in the new A16 Bionic chip, I don't think there's going to be any problem at all. It's just going to stay normal. But if you want more battery life, obviously crank it out, disable that thing, and just continue your life.
What's the third thing? The new cameras and the new
Action mode.
yeah, there were kind of a lot of features. There was action mode, the stability was increased, and they added a new tool.
Yeah, 48 megapixel. This is the first time Apple is doing that. I mean, we were just at 12 megapixel, and then they just jumped straight to 48. I think this shows how the other companies are pushing Apple to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
Because other phones are getting better. Other phones are having cameras that are stunning, crispy, etc. And Apple needs to also come and bring their A game. They can't just keep us in our 12 megapixel. So we got a 48 megapixel now. We have a lot of new features where the iPhone can do so many things for pro users. Well, let's see how it plays.
Well,
But hey, one thing I didn't like about this though is the transition. You know, since Apple started making movies, we got used to having so many transitions that were blowing up our mind. You know, I was expecting to shout, "Oh yeah, how did they do this?" But
Yeah, but and in the two previous
They tuned it
keynotes,
down.
not the keynotes, but the two previous Apple events, we had some, Tim Cook going to steal a chip from the
yeah,
lab.
you know, climbing a building.
I mean-
yeah, there were things, but
Yeah, right now we just saw some people in the desert and I don't know.
yeah, but you gotta give it to them. The ads.
The ads, yeah.
Yeah, but the AirPods Pro ad
Oh, yeah.
was a pro ad.
The music bender, right, man? Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that was the Apple event. We loved it. It was
Yeah.
always nice. It's always nice to watch an Apple event. If you want us to try Samsung, Xiaomi, Huawei or OnePlus.
Yeah, we need to do.
If you want the reactions on one of those events, let us know which one you prefer in the comments below.
But if you're an Android user, just don't ask for it. You're not gonna get what you want.
Alright guys, thank you for watching to the end. This is the best way you can support the channel. And well, if you want to know when we release a new video, hit the notification bell. My name is Igor.
My name is Kevin.
And we're gonna see you
MrPurpleTech.
in the next one. Peace.
Peace.